Welcome back to SnowRunner, y'all, and in this video, we're going to be doing another recovery, but it's going to be on something a little bit different, and we're using a truck that we don't really ever use for this type of stuff. Now, essentially what happened was, the Duramax that I normally use, well, it's in the shop right now. It needs some servicing, so we're borrowing a friend's truck, and this thing is absolutely just built. It is built out to every level that it possibly could be. I mean, it is lifted with a custom lift, full front bumper, brush guard, winch. I mean, you've got a Baja-style light bar up top. Absolutely massive dually setup. This thing is equipped and ready to go. Now, we've just got to go down the street to pick up our trailer, and then we're going to head out into the swamps because there is a stranded 4Runner out there, a newer 4Runner at that they completely flooded out the engine on. They flooded the interior. The thing needs to be towed back to a shop, and now we're going to go on and head out there and get it. Now, before we do that, I do want to do a little bit of housekeeping right here at the top, and first of all, I want to let you guys know that this map is called Jensen Trails, but it is currently, as I film this, it is a work in progress, and it is not released yet. This Dodge that I'm driving right now is a PC-only mod, and you can find more information about it on YaBuddy's Discord server. The trailers that I'm going to be using are from Big Dub's Trailer Pack, which is available publicly on mod.io and most, if not all, consoles. And then the 4Runner that we are going to be recovering is Frog's 4Runner, and it's an older mod, but you can also find that one publicly on mod.io, but it's on PC only. And with that out of the way, let's fire this thing up, go ahead and pick up our trailer, and then get out to the 4Runner. This truck sounds so good. It's definitely one of the best sounding Dodge mods that I've ever used. And especially, like, as far as, like, reproducing that, like, you know, straight piped Cummins sound, this truck is right up there with the best of them. Now, let me make my way a little bit further on down the main 4-lane here, and we're going to pull into the garage right here, and then we will back in and grab our trailer. Here we go. All right, ease it back. Just close enough to where we can actually hook the hitch up. Boom. Now we'll just slide it right onto it. There we go. And then now, if my directions are correct, I'm pretty sure that I know where this 4Runner is. Go ahead and check real quick. All right, now that we're on our way out here, by the way, this thing came with, like, the gooseneck hitch already in it. It came with the toolbox already in it. I wasn't really fully planning on using those things, but hey, they're really nice to have in there anyway. Now, this thing does have a highway gearbox setup in it, so if you see me kind of like going between gears a decent bit on this like dirt back road, that's why. It only has one low range. It doesn't have like low minus and then low plus. It doesn't really have a lot for me to work with in terms of low ranges, but that's only because, that's not the truck's fault. That's only because it's set up with a highway gearbox setup as opposed to an off-road gearbox setup right now. Now, as we get a little bit further along now, you guys can see very clearly how well this truck's suspension is set up. I mean, we're on a tow suspension right now, and it's able to absorb bumps, ruts, rocks, all that sort of stuff without getting bouncy or out of sorts or anything like that. Now, let's see. Should we hang to the left on this mud pit? I think we probably should, because I don't know how this thing is in mud. It's probably fine. I mean, I think these tires are like 45s. They're some, like, ridiculously huge setup, especially for a dually. But then again, I mean, this thing's on a fully custom lift, you know, with a, I mean, it's got, like, a custom lift bracket. It's got long travel coilovers. It's got, like, custom freaking, does it have a, like, oh, it does have a truss axle in the front. That is nuts. Every time I look at this truck, I'm like, there's a little bit more that I didn't catch from when I drove it last time. There's a little bit more. There's a little bit more. There's a little bit more. The amount of detail in this thing is wild. Is that a... Oh, I thought I saw the 4Runner for a second. I was like, am I seeing something? Like, am I seeing something in the distance? Am I seeing a 4Runner that needs rescue? Oh, there it is. I was like, maybe I am seeing something. All right, so let's, first of all, I'm going to figure out a spot to put this trailer. Now, I think I'm going to back it off the main trail. I'll get you back kind of into this notch over here. And then once we get that 4Runner out of there, we'll come back and get the trailer. But we also don't want to block the main trail. So we'll set you right there, and we'll ease ourselves down to where the 4Runner is, and we'll start pulling it out. Now, as far as where we are going to set ourselves up, I'm thinking we're going to try to pull it this way. We're going to use that front winch. I'm going to set my brake. I'm going to put it in reverse. And let's see. All right, we're going to hook up to it. Let's pull you back this way just a little bit. Not bad. It's certainly not all that heavy. Not for this thing, anyway. All right, so now we're going to get the Dodge turned around. We're going to hook a tow strap from the back of the Dodge, kind of from the hitch area, up to the front of the 4Runner, and then we're going to pull it up to where the trailer is. Just get you turned around. And boom. Almost there. All right, perfect. So now we can just ease you on up. It's definitely not struggling whatsoever. I mean, the 4Runner's not much of a load for this Dodge. I mean, it's like fully equipped. It's properly tuned. I mean, it's got custom, you know, custom freaking gear ratios in the axles. It's fully set and ready to go. Now, obviously, because that 4Runner got water in the intake, I'm not going to try to start it. So I'm going to actually get hooked up to this trailer, and I'm going to turn it around, and then we're going to get the 4Runner up onto the trailer, strap it down, and get it back to the shop. Let's get you backed up and hooked up to the trailer. Now we're going to have to turn this thing around, which shouldn't be too big of a deal. I'm going to go ahead and pull on over here, and then we'll get this thing all set up a little bit further up the hill than I wanted to go, but I don't think it's going to be that big of a deal, that big of an issue. Ooh, that was kind of bad. All right, let's pull you around, and not bad. All right, now let's just back straight up to where, well, kind of angle it a little bit, but about to where the 4Runner is, and then now we can winch the 4Runner up onto the trailer, strap it down, and be good to go. And after a little bit of winching, it went up there no problem. So let me go ahead and make sure we get it strapped down properly. Boom. And then now we can just go back and get in the truck and see if we can head on back to town. Although I will say, I definitely need to get a photo of this whole setup for the Recoveries album. That's for sure. That's quite the setup, dude. Like, you've got the freaking 3500 all set up and ready to go with the trailer. You've got the 4Runner back there, like, fully rescued and everything. That's wild. That's definitely going in my Vehicle Recoveries photo album for sure. Now, let's see how this thing does hauling that 4Runner out of here. Shouldn't be too bad at all. And I've got to admit, I don't even have any extra weight on that front end. That is not a weighted bumper. All I have is a tow tune on the coilover setup. Like, they're just set up to haul as opposed to being set up to flex. And to be honest, they still have a good amount of flex and a good amount of travel when we're going down bumpy roads anyway. So let me make my way a little bit further on up. I'm trying to find some grip. Seems like there's a little bit more grip over on the passenger side right now. So as soon as I can get onto the main surface, there we go, some harder packed ground, we'll be much better off. Easy. I'm going to go up the side because I don't want to get into the deep stuff, especially with that 4Runner on my trailer, because I would really rather not have to call in a recovery for the truck that originally came to do the recovery. I feel like that would be a little bit embarrassing. Although I think we could bomb through this one. Full send. Oh, there we go. Not bad. Not bad at all. We fully sent it into that one. No issues whatsoever. This thing puts on a proper show, too. It always does. I mean, it always has put on a show. This truck has never, ever disappointed, in my opinion. Like, it absolutely just rips. Oh, boy. Sent it a little bit hard into that one. My trailer got a little off there. It was like, I'm not feeling too good about that. Now, this shouldn't be too bad to get back to the garage. Yeah, all we're going to have to do is get back out onto the main road and then back the 4Runner up to the door. And, I mean, it should be solid from there. All right, now, let me see. What's the best way to do this? Let's turn wide, or wide-ish. And I think we might be able to just roll it in from there. Although, I feel kind of bad about rolling it in from there. I tell you what, I'll try to back it up to the door. That way they don't have to, like, they don't have to try to roll it in sideways. And cut it. Not bad. Not bad. I know I'm like 90 degrees right now, but I also didn't want this thing out in the road. All right, so now let's go ahead and stop this thing, and we will roll the 4Runner into the garage, and boom. Should be good to go. Now, we're just going to go through this thing, make sure it's all good and ready to go. Oh, they already had a performance tune on it and everything. Highway gearbox setup. All right, all right. We're not going to repaint it, obviously, because it is not ours, and I don't want to do that to a rig that isn't mine. But now, let's leave the garage after going through everything, you know, making sure everything is fully refreshed, no water in the engine or in the intake or anything like that, and it should fire right up. Yep, fires right up and it's good to go. So what we're going to do is we're actually going to park it right over here. We're going to park it out behind the shop so that whenever they're ready to come pick it up, they can pick it up and it's no big deal. So we'll back it up. We'll set you right about here. And then we'll just take the keys back inside and we'll see when they come to pick it up. But with that being said and done, y'all, if you enjoyed this recovery, make sure to let me know your thoughts and opinions in the comments below. Hit the like button if you enjoyed, subscribe if you're new, and I will see you guys next time. Talk to y'all later.